A very budget keyboard for a very budget price, but is it worth it, or should you just save the money for something more? I'm Rio Gion and welcome to the channel. So right off the bat, this is a 7-color keyboard. This means, however, the lighting looks like you are stuck with them. So it's either you don't care or you like them like this. In the event that you don't, then you can always turn off the lights. This does not have a standard layout because the Control and the Alt keys looks weird, but the question is, are there aftermarket support for membrane keyboards? If the answer is yes, then why would you buy aftermarket keycaps for this keyboard? These are questions that I would be very curious to find answers for. You get media controls bound to the F keys. You can change the lighting control with the function and scroll lock. So there's 3 different lighting settings, which is good considering the cost of the keyboard. The keyboard has a floating key design, but it's painted poorly. Like, you can see paint on some of the stems, which means there isn't much attention to detail when they make this. There's the level up logo on top of the arrow keys, which I know some of you don't like that, and there's indicator lights on the top right corner, which is fine for you, and maybe not fine for others, or me. It's fine for me too. I think this is another one of those keyboards with a bunch of different companies just borrow one chassis, slap their logo on it, and call it a day. This is a membrane keyboard, and it's one of the more poor membrane keyboards that I use in my career, if you can call it that. It's too much on the mushy side, and the bounce back doesn't feel as good as other membrane keyboards, but it's a membrane keyboard. There are lighting zones instead of individual lights, which makes sense because of the price. I do not enjoy typing on this keyboard. Anyways, here's what it sounds like. Keyboard does not have stabilizers. That is all. This keyboard uses the typical thin ABS caps, but the quality really dips for this one. Like, they aren't even painted properly. You can see spots, white spots on the keycaps. This is pretty low quality, and I guess I would say because of the price, but this is kind of sloppy, so whoever that plans on buying this just kind of expect the quality to be subpar. The flip-up feet does not have rubber on them, so the keyboard will slip when you angle it. There are rubber pads, but they don't seem to do a good job of keeping the keyboard planted. There are little holes on the keyboard. I guess they use it to drain out water or any liquids you might spill. By the way, this is a very light keyboard that flexes really easily, and I feel like if I used more strains, I would snap the keyboard, so keep that in mind. The cable is rubber and the USB tip is silver, so I think some of you might actually like that. For $20, you get what you pay for, but for like $10 more, you can score a mechanical keyboard. I would know, cause I made a whole video on that topic. I'll link down below just in case you want to check it out. If you really want to buy a cheap keyboard, then I guess this is fine, but I still think you can do better than this. By the way, in case you couldn't already tell, the lighting is underglow, so could not go through the keycaps. Keep that in mind if you're planning on buying this keyboard as a decorative light piece. I would recommend you saving up money and go for something better because I know you can go mechanical with $10 more. Click subscribe, the bell, thumbs up for more content. You guys stay awesome.